That's the first. That was the first sound on the stream.
What? My cough?
Your cough. I literally hit the unmute button, and immediately I got. Oh, okay.
Well, thank you for warning me, because I was about to make a totally different noise, and that would have been very, very gross.
Okay.
Oh my gosh.
All right. Well, we are live. We are back. And we're going to pick up right where we left off last week on Panzer's birthday, just after he slaughtered Mama Bear.
Mm-mm.
And now we get to slaughter Goldilocks. No, I'm kidding. Does anyone else need a recap before they pick off from where they want to do and what they need to do?
No, Roxy just got pissed off about it, walked away, and went and sat with Sarah Haima.
Okay. Who is back in the bushes?
Crying. I just stuck myself on there. I didn't know where to put me.
That's fine.
Sam is sitting next or near Roxy. Also very angry.
Move you up there. Presuming Vidoma is up there as well.
Where? Wait, what? What are you putting?
This is all back at camp, by the way.
No, we are picking up right where you guys finished off last session before you even walked away from the bear.
We finished off at camp.
Nope, we did not.
Whatever.
So I want to say Panzer just got done skinning the bear, and you just got done bringing baby bears out of the cave.
Tell me we're not adopting bears now.
We're already done.
Interrupted. What?
Fuck you, Panzer. Fuck you.
I didn't do it.
You killed Mama.
I didn't adopt the bears.
Yeah, we killed the Mama. And I was obligated to take care of them. You wouldn't kill me and then just leave Emma to fend for herself.
Just remember the movie Brother Bear. And
this is a very interesting conversation. I'm only hearing like 1/3 of it.
Are we cutting in and out for you?
Yeah, I went through a very shady spot of internet.
Still the cyber drug deals.
Alrighty, so is there anything else you guys wish to do? Pick up arguments from last week?
I do want to mention.
Away.
I do want to mention also. I did take its bones and some of its teeth.
Okay. Yep, I remember that.
Okay, you didn't mention it, and I just wanted to reiterate it.
No, at least you're keeping the fur and stuff. At least you didn't just kill it and leave it.
Oh no! I harvest what I could from it.
Yeah, I believe Pander even said he was going to do that.
Roxy didn't hear it, so.
Yeah, that wasn't the point.
I just wanted to get the bell.
Yeah. Oh, yep.
What?
I remember that. The bell was crushed and thrown on the ground by Sam, and
Yep.
Vidoma did say she went over and picked it up. So, with that being said, as long as everyone is caught up again, we can go back to the world map if you like.
Ooh, hot air balloon!
I mean, that is a viable means of transportation.
Ah, teleportation.
Travel.
All right. So, you guys were just at the crossroads here. If you're all looking at the map, at near the Frenchman's jewelry shop. There was.
Is this a new day?
Yep. It's unless you want to do something before the night ends.
Yeah.
All right. But this is your location. Is still nighttime. You're outside of the city in the hills, but your location is down here at the intersection of these two major travel ways.
Hey, bro.
Yeah.
What's your buddy?
What?
Buddy.
Buddy.
Buddy, the character.
No, look at the camera.
Look at the camera.
Yeah,
Oh.
she went live and she's showing her cat on Discord.
Ah, little buddy.
Woo-hoo.
Yeah, I'm still driving, Hannah.
I didn't know if you could see her or not. I thought you'd want to see the boo boo.
Yeah.
And you might want to go see a dentist. Those teeth look unhealthy for a human.
Oh my gosh. They look something like Sam would use.
My mask?
Yeah.
Um,
So yes, before I pass out from exhaustion,
Okay.
I'm going to talk to Oliver.
Okay.
Any luck with your goddess?
Not recently, but we're doing good. I know she can't answer all my calls.
Right. Calls. Do you?
Her place has bad service.
dude.
Do you need a hand? Maybe I can help.
Well, I have no need to contact her right now.
Oh, okay. I thought maybe you'd want to talk to her. Yeah. All right. Well, I will go dig myself a hole and bury myself and meditate as I sleep.
Okay. You sleep well. You have no problems. I'm presuming everybody
I'm gonna
else
like
wishes
set up
to
a
sleep
little
well.
tiny camp little area around his hole and just sleep over there with him.
Okay. I'm presuming that the wagons. So I'm almost seeing a half circle with the wagons and Panzer's buried nearby. Everybody's just bunked up around a campfire with the wagons, etc. Is there anything that the rest of you wish to do before the next day dawns?
I spend the rest of the night with the animals.
Okay.
So would I.
Same.
I'm.
Y'all gonna be sleepy.
Considering the fact that you just added 2 predators to a group of farm animals, roll charisma checks for either both of you or one of you with the assistance of the other.
It's 3 of them. Roxy, Vidoma, and Sam are all tending to the animals. It's 3 of them.
Yeah.
Good roll.
She's just sleeping on the food.
2. So 19.
That's not a so good start, actually.
I know.
Get him out of the way now. Um,
Well, that's +1 to assist, I think.
No, that's +2.
Yeah.
Oh, it is.
I'll say it passes. You end up having to keep some of the animals separated. Tanya ends up keeping her chickens, elsewhere.
Tanya.
Don't need the
Yeah,
bears.
I'm sorry, Juliana. Tanya's back in Shakar. Anywho, the next day dawns. Is there anything that the rest of you wish to do before you leave the outskirts of the city and head on your way?
Hey,
Where
Oliver.
did we get it for our pay?
Oh, I thought we went over that last session.
No.
You guys contracted for 90 gold total.
Okay. I'll put that in.
Okay. Pretty sure you guys had that in the party funds already, but okay.
We didn't.
Oliver, silly question. What do bears eat? Like, I know they eat fish, but they eat
They're
vegetation?
omnivores.
You asked me what do they eat?
Yeah, and then Sam chimed in and said they're omnivores. Do I see some food that they could eat to take with us?
What kind of bears are they?
They're grizzlies.
Black bear?
No.
No. Grizzlies are different than black bears.
Grizzlies are tan and they grow almost the same size as Panzer.
Damn. I was about to say, I know black bears like to eat vegetation and stuff, but I don't know about grizzlies.
All bears are omnivores. They can consist mostly off of vegetation.
Okay. I didn't know that.
They're
They're adaptable and may eat insects, varying flower plants, roots,
tubers, grasses, berries, small birds.
Everybody's on Google reading the
Yes.
Google listing.
I didn't have to Google it. I know everything. I am God.
Other meat
I just
sources,
really
which is
got
young
it.
and weakened animals.
I know
I just
all of
put-
them know it. I have biology.
Whatever they find, honey, berries.
Dead animals.
Honey's actually kind of bad for bears to eat a lot of, so we're not going to do that much.
So as we're leaving the camp, do I see any berries?
I would say with your scavenging abilities while you're traveling,
I'd be helping too.
You can spend some time foraging for berries, other foods and the such like with your plant
Expertise.
expertise.
Yep. I give them to Sam.
Okay.
She accepts them and moves on.
The rest of the journey ends up consisting of trying to contain the appetites of these young bears. Which
Hey, Joe, just let you know, the grizzly bears have a better sense of smell than hound dogs, and they can smell food from a mile away.
Mm-hmm.
Just
The wagons have plenty on them.
They're also spiritually bonded to me, and I can communicate with them.
Though I don't think that's listed in the Google listings.
Yes.
So, how old are they?
About, I would say probably about 12 to 15 months old.
Okay, yeah, so they're not blind.
Just over a year.
Okay, good.
No, they're almost good enough to live on their own. In fact, they probably could live on their own if they needed to. So, do you guys decide to stop when you come to the city of Rouse? Rhous? Rouse? Or do you
Is that where we're supposed to be heading?
No, it's more like a pit stop if we wanted it.
There is 2 ways that you can get to your destination after Rouse. You could go upriver, which would take you the most direct route, or you could go across country on a small trail, and only cut across country for about a couple days.
We all agreed unanimously to cheapest way. So
Okay.
probably not the river.
Okay. So you end up taking the road across the basically directly from Rouse to the mountains, and then you cut off on side roads, and eventually you cross a river, and you are basically we will pick up after the fast travel basically the day that you guys are going to arrive there. You are at the foot of the mountains of the Calveras on the west side. This is going to be the first time you've been in the dry east near the Calvera Mountains on this side. And even though it is still part of the dry east, this area is populated by a lot of pines, especially at the foot of the mountains. A lot of mist comes off of the mountains on this side. Condensation from the ocean on the east. And for the most part, once you get up into certain areas, for a majority of the day, it's almost always cloudy around here. Overcast, and by midday, even though the sun is high in the sky, you're still dealing with limited view range.
Damn.
While we're moving through the
Sounds
dry
like
east,
yesterday.
yeah. Sounds like today.
Sounds like today too. Yesterday, according to a coworker, it rained so bad it white out. It was basically white.
Yeah, as we're traveling through the dry east, I stick by Juliana to make sure she's okay with being back here and all that.
Okay. Her territory, or her family's territory, was more across the other side of the mountains. And so even though technically,
I'm still checking on her.
yeah, she's fine because this is outside of the range and the rule of the Calvera's family, or the Calvera family. This is more open, wild country. Rouse itself is a town of almost lawlessness for the most part. By the afternoon,
she's gone.
The what?
Oh.
Okay, I think I missed something, but anyway.
No, I was talking to my roommate.
Oh, okay, got it. By the afternoon, the trail pretty much stops, and she ends up dismounting. Sarlheima ends up dismounting her horse and continuing through the pines on foot through the foothills. You guys end up going a pretty slow pace by the end of the rest of the day. Is there anything you wish to do or talk to Sarlheima, ask her any questions or anything before you guys arrive?
The weather always like this?
Pretty much. It's good for keeping ourselves distant from society.
Does this fog seem familiar?
I would say no. I'm just going to give you that one off the top.
Okay.
No, this is a natural fog.
Okay.
It's just regional.
Well, you know the name of our group. If y'all need help, you can send word.
And
Are you
of
planning to
course,
leave?
if you ever,
Are you planning to just leave me here to go the rest of the way on my own?
No. The wagons are staying here, correct?
it's not here yet. They're showing up tonight. Tonight?
So you guys, are you guys gonna leave? Are you guys going to leave any of the NPCs with the carts? Then I'm presuming.
That's what I'm double checking real quick. We had to leave the wagon behind, correct?
You don't have to. It slows you down, but you don't
No, I
have to.
assumed we were taking the wagons with us this whole time.
Okay, we're going through
Yeah.
the pines, and she dismounted from her horse. I assume the reason why she dismounted was because the trees are too close together or whatnot.
The boughs do hang over, but the carts are durable enough that you can still push them through.
So it could be damaged.
I'm not gonna worry about that. I'm not. It's not gonna. There's a way to navigate through the forest, but it is just gonna slow you down a little more.
Okay, I will use Terrain Master and try to, I guess, negate some of that.
Okay. You end up being able to navigate along riverbeds and stuff like that, or streams, per se, to get there without too much being or too slowed down.
Okay.
But just to double check, you're taking a werewolf home, basically. Is there any other questions the rest of you wish to ask before you get there?
I bring up that since technically we own her contract, she has me and Podoma. She has standing permission to stay home. Obviously, if it ever causes trouble.
You want to write a note or something with a seal or something?
I mean, yeah, we'll do that once we get to town. I was just letting her know that we're not gonna like call on her using your contract or anything.
You do understand, of course, that out in the dry east, those contracts don't hold any more weight than the paper that they actually are written on.
Yes, but if you ever do have to travel through those lands again, it's better to have that than not. I know we don't. We're not saying that. I'm just saying in case it ever causes trouble when you travel through those lands again.
Roxy
Oh.
wants to stay with her, so what if y'all gave ownership to Roxy? And that way, if there was ever a problem,
Look over Vidoma. One goal.
I forgot to leave influence when I did that. I'm sorry.
There has to be an actual transaction to happen. So
Oh, of course, of course, of course. 1 gold it is.
Look at
go through my
Vidoma.
go
I
through
look
all
at
my legal
Vidoma.
papers
Is
and
she shake?
Say the question again, John. You got cut off there on the end.
I look at Vidoma. Is she shaking or gritting her teeth or anything? When she said 1 gold?
No.
No? Okay.
she's greedy, but she has morals. I go through
Trying to
my
see
little
which one
waterproof
was higher.
safety little legal paperwork pack that I have, and I pull out all the paperwork and hand it over.
um, to who?
To Roxy,
Okay.
and then
So
I receive 1 gold in return. and I give it to Vadoma because she bought the contract.
Um, by the way, Roxy, what form are you taking while you're traveling with everybody?
Human.
Okay.
Just constantly in werewolf form.
Battle ready at all times. Um,
Oh, Roxy, you're staying here?
Yes.
Why? Did I do something wrong?
No.
I was the only one you told. Sam's like standing there, just oh, I'm not used to being in on secrets. This is weird. Uh, I don't think it's anything we did.
Is it something I did?
He's glaring at Panzer.
How are we going to share custody of Buddy since technically me and you are her mothers? His mothers.
Buddy can stay with you guys. So
Okay.
well, as the party continues to move through the forest, eventually it comes to about mid-afternoon. It starts to get dark. The shadow of the mountains hides the sun, and the fog only makes it darker. I'm going to go ahead and move you to a map. You guys are eventually, approach this manor.
Ooh, spooky. Or as one of my favorite TikTokers says, "Epooky."
How long has it been since you've been home?
Technically, this isn't my home.
10,000 years. Sorry.
Technically, this isn't my home, but it is one of the only safe places I can go left and be left there without having issues with the law.
Home is where you make it.
Quite.
Sam's actually going to step forward.
Tonight we will be in the company of His Lordship, Mr. Talbot. He has 3 daughters, 1 son, and he is a widower.
Sam's
I
going to step
whittle every
forward.
now and then.
Okay, John and Trevor. Let's try to be careful not to over talk over each other. You two end up doing that more often to each other than anybody else, so you might want to just, I don't know, be conscious of that. That's all. Trevor, what was that you said?
Sam's going to step forward. Before we go in there, I just want to let you know that it was an honor to travel with you.
Well, thank you.
And I'm sorry we couldn't save you sooner.
Well, in all honesty, the fact that you even went out of your way at all to save me is quite benevolent on your part. Not many people
Kind
would
of
go out.
make a face like she ate something sour, like, yeah, true.
I mean, it's not very often anyone ever goes out of their way to assist or aid werewolves.
Never
Nobody's
judge someone based on circumstances. nobody should be judged on circumstances of birth or health.
Quite.
And then she's gonna step back.
What was that you were trying to say, John?
I don't know. It's okay.
Okay. Well, she approaches the front door, knocks a few times, and the door opens. Inside is a pale-skinned maid. She looks like she doesn't see the sun very often. I should say fair-skinned. She steps aside, welcomes Sar by name, and she says, I'll tell the master that you have come with friends. Please, take your boots off inside the door. And she steps away. Sar steps to the side into a sitting room. And inside, you see a young gentleman and two young ladies. The two of them seem to be working on knitting something. And the gentleman appears to be smoking a pipe.
Do they seem anything familiar to like Valamir?
When
I think
you
that's what the vampire.
No. Though they do appear gentlemanly and ladylike. Let me pull up the
Sam's like,
dragon.
just not every
the
fancy, nicely dressed person is a vampire.
It's the skin.
I'm just playing with you.
double checking. His name was Drakdar. Drakdar Bloodfeast.
Right.
And there is a Sam, as you say, not every person who has fair skin is a vampire. Sar actually turns to you with a look on her face that says, you literally just said vampire as the first words out of your mouth.
I
In the
do want to
presence
point
of my
out that I just said I was joking. That wasn't in game.
Okay. I'll let you retcon it, but let's try not to do that.
And you said they do not, correct?
They have pale skin, but this is not the ashen white of an undead person.
Okay.
But the young man.
I'm sorry. Just for my own visuals. Sorry, I'm not trying to interrupt. This is like rainy England, right?
Is like worse than rainy England.
Okay, that's. I was just wondering. Okay. Sorry.
Young man pulls the pipe out of his mouth and says, "Well, it's not very often we have visitors."
Sorry to intrude.
No intrusion at all, I'm sure.
Oh, good to hear.
It is nice that you have brought a relative home. Though, by all accounts, I hear it were your actions that got her in trouble in the first place. So I suppose we're all even now. Just continues to suck on his pipe, blowing little smoke circles.
Would he have heard that?
Well, I will let anyone who has the gumption to ask that question mentally roll a knowledge check.
What was it exactly that he said?
He said that it was your guys' actions that got her caught in the first place.
I mean, yeah, that's true.
Yeah, but how does he know that?
Assume that he
Rich.
has some kind of contact.
Well,
All important people have spies.
all it just so happens, 17 is enough. You do remember that 2 werewolves got away that night.
Oh.
Okay, I'm back.
I do want to point out that it was investigating a murder, a series of murders. We had no idea of the complexity of the situation, so we do apologize for any injuries to your friends. We're trying to act quickly.
They were being real sus.
Well,
Apologize for any burns that we caused or anything.
he does look at you. You can't quite read him, but he does say, well, like I said, we're even. And after that, one of the maids steps in from the door behind you all. I'm presuming all of you are still standing.
Yeah, we have my dog.
Okay.
Excuse me.
Yeah, metal boots are off.
Yep. The maid comes through and says, Master Talbot, we see you. And Sar, gives a hug to one of the girls on the couch, and just leads all of you into what looks like a master study. Walls lined with books, lots of literature, desk, well kept but busy. It looks like this guy, whoever he is a scholar. And on the wall, along one of the shelves on the top, there is a series of skulls. And by the looks of the teeth on all of them, every single one of them is a vampire. There's about 50 or so lining the entire rim of the room.
I'm sensing a grudge.
A grudge, to say the least, no. It is a curse.
There's a cure.
The cure would be to wipe out all of them. But allow me to introduce myself. I am Lawrence Talbot. Pleased to meet you.
Might I ask a question that you don't have to answer if it feels uncomfortable?
Please ask as many questions as you like. You are my guests.
Are you a werewolf?
I am, yes.
Okay. I was just wondering if you were merely a kind, kind passerby or part of the actual group.
No. Our entire family lives under this curse. My son, my daughters, even my wife had it. You're, and he does step forward, looking at Roxy in her human form, and he stops. I did not think I would see this face in my home again. Though I do not believe that I am seeing my stepdaughter return to life. Please, tell me, how is this possible?
Oh. I made a clone of your stepdaughter, totally.
Real quick, out of game thing, real quick. John, well, for the past month, I kind of got used to leading a lot of conversations. If I am speaking over you too much, just let me know when to when you want to talk, and I'll stay quiet.
You're fine.
Okay. Anyway, back to the game.
Hannah, you there?
She's AFK.
Oh, she's AFK. Well, dang. Right when I needed her.
I am officially
She's been
stopped.
AFK for a couple minutes.
Okay.
Let's.
Yes. We need what?
Oh, she's
Okay.
back.
Yes. Well, I'll recap what you missed. You guys went to the office.
I had to drag Jeremiah from outside so we freaking eat.
Okay. You guys entered the office of the master of the house.
Yes, it looked well kept.
He introduced himself as Lawrence Talbot, and his entire room is lined with the skulls of vampires along the tops of the bookshelves.
And we have confirmed that he is a werewolf.
He's a werewolf.
He did answer the question that yes, he is a werewolf, and so are all of his family members, his son, his daughters, his wife, his late wife was one, and
apparently his late step.
And he looked at you, Roxy, in your human form, and he says, and I did not think that I would see this face in my home again. The face of my late stepdaughter. Please tell me how this is possible.
Wait, what? Stepdaughter?
You have a very, very identical likeness to
Roxy.
Yes, Roxy, my stepdaughter. Okay, Carl, keep the chips away from the microphone.
It's not a chip.
We don't even have to look at the chat to see who's lighting up. We know it's Carl. It's either ice or chips. It's always Carl.
All right.
But it's not chips.
Goddamn ice chewer.
Anyway, he says, perhaps you can explain. I mean, he picks up a picture off of his desk.
Wait, so you're Luke's dad?
No. Luke was not my son. Luke was not my son. You are. He holds out the picture, and you see a picture of a mother and two daughters and a younger version of the man that stands before you. He looks like what was his name?
I thought you said daughter-in-law.
He says stepdaughter. There's a difference.
Oh. Yeah, that
okay,
that John. In my head. What the fuck that was?
John.
Yeah.
You're beating your microphone to pulp.
It insulted his mama. I don't know.
Okay.
So the photos got him.
It is a very, very old, what's the word for it? Antique vintage photo. But it has a picture of a younger version of Roxy, another sister, a mother that you have some recollections of, and a younger version of him.
Papa?
Papa, that ain't Papa. Papa's dead.
You speak of Richard, I presume.
Yes.
Richard, though a good and distant friend later in life, I did not speak to him much later.
My man broke the bro code hard. Oh.
The only thing that's going through my head is Roxy ate this guy's fucking daughter.
Yeah.
I was trying to avoid that topic of conversation.
No, I didn't either.
It's
But
not your fault. You weren't conscious yet. Sorry.
he's still holding the picture, and he says, Anne left Richard, and it was a number of years later that she married me.
Oh,
I
broke the broke.
Okay, so Richard was dad.
mhm.
Richard was Roxy's dad. This guy married Roxy's mom. So he's your stepdad.
What happened to Papa?
Are you talking about Slime Papa or Roxy's Papa? Because you have 3 fathers now. Your biological dad from Roxy, stepdad from Roxy, and Slime Papa.
No, the Papa was Richard. That was what I always called Richard was Papa.
Okay.
But I forgot. Apparently, Papa could be used as a term as father.
Oh yeah, sorry.
I was thinking for some reason like a granddaddy or something or some shit. Over my head.
You do seem a little confused.
The real Roxy is gone.
This I had heard. In her days, Roxy was quite famous, especially amongst the elves.
He tasted of Fritos and cupcakes.
Why among the elves?
She had a particular knack for helping with the dissension between humans and elves. She was very kind-hearted, and she brought peace and understanding and kindness wherever she went. But when war broke out between Liane and Rivali, she got mixed up in it, and it was her undoing. I'm almost happy she went out believing the way she did, rather than living this cursed life like the rest of us. She at least
And
had
you
the...
mean cursed as in
Sarl has not told you much. It is obvious.
she kind of glances
Werewolves...
over at her and then just backs? She's like, no.
Well, they never... Well, you did never ask.
I did ask. Many
Werewolves...
times when you were in the jail cell.
Well, then I did not trust you, and you never brought it up again. Hey, John, turn the sensitivity down on your mic, please. We can hear every click of your mic and every word that I speak coming back through. Thank you. Lawrence sits down in his chair. Please, seat. There's no reason why you must stand. Werewolves are cursed to hunt and kill vampires. It is in our very nature, and the curse has been passed down by blood for as long as the human race or the elven race can remember.
Does that explain my werewolf form?
I do not know for sure. But the night that Anne died, she stayed behind, wounded. We were hunting, and we were outnumbered. Vampires do not care to make sure their prey is finished, and the fighting had been very hard that evening. It is possible that you somehow found that? I am presuming, of course, by my deduction, that you are a slime.
Yes.
Very unique creature. Though it does not explain how you have the form of a werewolf and the form of my stepdaughter. Fascinating.
I've yet to understand why I got it anyway either.
Well, you are welcome here anytime you wish. And thank you for bringing Sar home to us. She is one of the only ones left of her family.
Roxy bows her head respectfully. As you're welcome.
Please feel free to make yourselves at home. The maids will show you to your rooms. If you have any questions, we can discuss it over dinner.
Sorry, but when you said make yourself at home, it made me think of something I ran into at work. Someone literally made a post saying, when somebody tells me to make myself at home, I kick them out because I don't like visitors.
That's pretty good.
Roxy nods and she allows the person to lead the way.
The maids show you to a wing of the house that's obviously just for guests. Bedding is laid out, sheets are pulled off, or dust sheets are pulled off of furniture, etc., that hasn't been used in a long time. And the house is yours. What do you all wish to do?
Sell it.
Not that kind of yours. Ugh, my word.
Roxy's gonna look around the room.
Generic art ornates the walls. Old scrolls fill shelves, along with a few books. Most of it is art, even the scrolls.
She's gonna look through the books.
Okay. Some of them are journals of the Talbot family through.
I gotta step away
ages.
for just a minute. Sorry, I'll be back in a bit.
Okay.
Okay.
Some of them are journals of the Talbot family over centuries. Pretty much all of them previous people that you get the idea that lived in these rooms. But as you peruse through the journal,
Never mind, it wasn't.
most of the entries involve the hunting of vampires, the loss of relatives, and the last page usually ends, and the book always leave you feeling like the book has not ended. And you get the idea after finding a couple books like that whoever wrote the books died suddenly. And you get the idea that this family has been hunting vampires so long that they've forgotten any other way of life, and most of them die doing it.
It's like that scene from Monty Python with the cave drawing. It's like, beware the Sam's going to walk up to Roxy and say, can I borrow that the gem that we got cut for you? Just for the night.
Roxy just kind of blankly stares at you and says, sure. Just kind of pats around and grabs it, just kind of hands it to you, just still kind of focused on the book. Like she's in her own little world. Like, why did it end? I need to know more. What?
No one else has anything else they need to say or converse about. Eventually, one of the maids comes and summons you all to dinner.
How many hours before dinner?
That's approximately an hour to an hour and a half.
Okay, never mind then. I'll do it over the night.
Okay. The dinner that's served is actually quite nice. Most of the food looks local, like garden grown or fresh game that's been hunted in the woods. And none of it feels wild, or what's the word for it? Nothing in this house appears to be wild and reckless the way most people look at vampire or werewolves. These people are, for lack of better term, very elegant in the way that they live.
Before I eat any of the food or drink, is it poisoned?
You do not smell anything that smells poisonous. You do not sense anything that seems poisonous. The food seems
Okay.
clean.
Do you want it to be poisoned? Because I can do that.
I could just pour hydraulic fluid in it. That's pretty poisonous.
I have fancy daggers. They poison things.
Oh my gosh. Why are we talking about poisoning stuff? Stop it.
Because we're not the most good aligned party.
No, this is Roxy's home. Leave it up.
Sorry.
Lawrence eventually enters the room, sits himself down at the table. His son enters with him and sits down at his right hand. The other girls are there, and there also appears to be 2 or 3 maids and a couple butlers, just house staff. And dinner is served. Everyone begins eating without ceremony.
I ask, do you have a strong alcoholic drink?
We do have plenty of alcohol. He motions to one of the butlers, and he goes to a literal cabinet and pulls out um, something strong and pours you a glass of it. Offers anything to anyone else that wishes it.
I'll just sip on that for the rest of the night instead of eating.
Lawrence.
I'll try just a little bit of it.
Okay.
Oh no, drunk Panzer. You no longer have your healing powers.
Lawrence takes a drink, sips some of the same stuff. So, you and your friends have caught our eye, of course. You show up in Tricar, of all places, working with local law enforcement, hunting vampires and werewolves in the sewers. And you do not seem to be overly prepared to do so. And yet, less than a year later, you come knocking on our door, bringing us the very daughter that you kidnapped, or took, I should say, from us.
I would like to once again apologize for that. Still feel kind of bad about that.
And that is just the thing. Most people would not feel bad about imprisoning a werewolf. What is it that drives you all to be so good-natured to us presumed
What are you talking
children
about?
of...
Sam's not good natured. They probably wouldn't have pursued it if it wasn't for me.
So Sam's actually going to pull her take her coat off, and then unwrap her arm and lay it on the table. Like not take it off, but like put it on the table and say, "No, just detach it." Put it on the table and say, "None of us are unfamiliar with being different.
Also, it's
We're
just
all cursed or outcast or universally hated. We
I mean,
understand what it's like."
I'm not. I'm just a decent person.
You sure about that?
Okay, you are halfway to outcast sometimes. We all understand what it's like to persecute you for something that you cannot help, especially me and Pansy.
Well, still, it is unusual for someone to be so benevolent to what others would call children of the night. But, be that as it may, we are thankful for it, at least. Haima is the last of her family, and I would hate to lose yet another of our great families. I fear that
Does that make her my sister?
technically, I would say no.
No, thank
No.
goodness, because that.
She is from a different family. Sar is her name. Haima was her surname. The Haimas used to be relatives and friends of ours, but unfortunately, on the night that much of the fighting occurred that took Anne, also took a majority of the Haima family with them. One of her relatives died a number of years later, and Haima was left alone with us. Needless to say, though, we do appreciate her here, and we do appreciate that you have brought her back to us. So tell me this. What will you do now?
Well, hopefully, outlaw slavery.
Good luck. Good luck. You are going to have to deal with the most ambitious creatures on the planet before you can outlaw that. And unfortunately, it only appears that you have one of them in your group, so you're not going to have the greatest pull with them.
I'll be right back.
I'm immortal and patient.
That's the
And if
spirit.
I have my way, so are the rest of them.
Oh,
And I kind of just wave my arm around the group.
Also, a government body handed us the responsibility to write up contracts.
Okay, Vadoma.
What?
Maybe we shouldn't give away that much of our plan.
he is right. You shouldn't.
I'm just
I
saying.
already got in trouble for this once with the whole tank fiasco, so.
I'm just saying it won't be difficult. One of the world's most ambitious people is sitting right here. The others can't be that bad.
Which one are you gesturing at?
Myself.
Okay. It was like, that's at least 3 of us. Oh, hey, Joe. Sorry, little Joe. It is very weird to live in a house with a toddler named Joe.
Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting.
Well, regardless of your ambitions to outlaw slavery, I would appreciate it in the future that if you hear or catch wind of any activities of our kind. You would either assist them or turn a blind eye. We would hate to make enemies of you.
More likely to happen now that we know the full situation.
Just don't be calling people that I like.
If you like vampires, that's liable to put you on our hit list as well. So just don't make any friends with them.
Oh, I have.
Oh God,
Shut up,
Panzer!
Panzer.
Ah,
I just have to ask, why is it so blindly black and white? No pun intended.
Man, this reminds me of Twilight all over.
like as Panzer says that, Sam like just moves the empty plate to the side and slams her head against the table.
I'm just saying, werewolves and vampires are no different from goblins or tiefling or teflin or slimes. There's good and there's bad. There's good humans and there's bad elves. Why do they all have to be eliminated?
I
That
feel
is-
like it's less of a. You said before it's a compulsion, correct?
It is our curse. The first of the werewolves were cursed by a witch.
Oh crap! I'll be back in a second.
The first of the werewolves were cursed by a witch who lost her lover to a vampire.
No more. Go on.
She was so drawn by grief that she cursed us and all our generations to come. And we cannot lift the curse until
Okay, Joe just
all
petted me, so I think he's good now.
vampires are gone, or we end the queen of vampires and end their reign forever.
What?
I lean. Sorry, Vidoma.
Sorry.
I lean over towards Vidoma and ask if she can do anything.
Can I do a generational curse? I'm not a wizard.
What's that?
I said, give me 1 second, and then I close my eyes and I sense all the souls in the room to see if anything's attached to them. Not my party, the other people.
I'm gonna say no. Even with a max roll, this is not something that you would be able to sense.
Okay, well, it wasn't so much trying to sense anything in the soul, but see if there's anything attached to the soul, like a secondary thing.
Nope, nothing that you
Okay.
can find.
I'm not sensing anything.
So what happens if you don't kill a vampire?
We eventually go mad. We start killing other things. We start becoming the monsters that people fear we are.
What is it about the vampire that keeps you from going mad?
I cannot explain that. Unfortunately, through all of my years of studying and trying to lift this curse, the only thing that I know that ends our cessacious madness is the actual hunting and killing of them. It is like a rage bubbles up inside of us.
And you feel no guilt for possible innocent lives that you could have taken.
I do not lie when I say I hate vampires with everything that I am. But I have been kept awake at night wondering.
Are you conscious when you enter this rage?
We've already kind of classified that no, they're not really conscious when they do.
Oh, sorry.
Did not say that, I don't believe.
Oh, okay. I might have missed it. I don't
Sarhaima,
know.
you said she don't.
It depends
Whatever
on the
flash book.
it depends on the event. The rage that Okay, so outside of game, I have to clarify this. The
When you don't have to
the
talk
f-
as as
when
a
it,
chorus.
when a full moon occurs and they just become, you know, vicious hunters that are dangerous to everyone in society, they're not conscious of everything that they do. That is what you know. You do have an idea that they can choose to take their form, though, outside of a full moon. Anyway, um, I have very distinct memories of every vampire that I have ever killed. I do not usually leave the house, or the manor, I should say, or some place of security during a time when I would lose consciousness of who I am, and when the curse takes me completely.
So, killing vampires eases your curse. I follow I follow you there. I don't agree with what you're doing. I think there's loopholes, but I follow you there. Explain to me how you justify killing allies of vampires.
If you get in our way and stop us from killing those that we must end, you make yourselves our enemies as well.
See, but you didn't say if we get in your way. You said if we are friends with vampires, we get on your hit list. That has nothing to do with whether or not we're stopping you. That's merely an association.
Sam is just inside her own head is like, tonight I was planning to like just have a peaceful meal and like go work on a project and then leave. Now I might have to
Roxy's
fight
just
this
keeping
family.
herself, just eating.
Uh Roxy, I'm sorry. I know this is your girlfriend's family.
I would dare say, as soon as you answer that question or ask that question, the son, young Master Talbot, just kind of slaps his hand down on the table and it says, "How can you ever even think of being friends with one of them? They're
um
mindless killers. They kill and feed off of anyone that they can drink the blood of. A mortal sin against the divine himself."
I stand to my full 5'2". I
Lawrence,
say,
as soon as you stand up, Lawrence, also moving to respond to his son, raises a hand and says, "Now, now, these are our
when I
guests."
stand, I do have my hands up in like the universal gesture of like peace. Um, I honestly wouldn't call us friends with the vampire. We worked for one at one point. They're looking for a cure to their disease. He seemed to understand the horror of his condition and wanted to get rid of it himself. So it seems like you and him are on the same side. Because if he succeeds, no more vampires. I'm not prone to I'm very prone to violence myself, so I'm not going to bad talk you for fighting your way out of the situation. But if we can help everybody involved, we don't care about or specifically, I don't really care about the higher ups and the elite of society, but any underdog always has my help. And the vampires seem underdog as much as you. I
That's
hope that you can understand that we are trying to make peace with the entire situation.
Young Master
No, no,
Talbot.
sit back down.
Young Master Talbot sits back in his chair, relaxes. Thank you for keeping a calm head, unlike my son.
The young often lose their cool quickly.
I just have to say, so that everybody is aware, Vidoma is sitting very quietly, fists clenched, extremely tense. If this were an anime, she'd have like the steam coming off of her shoulders. She's furious. She's so angry at this whole situation. But she's holding her tongue for now.
When Sam sits back down, I assume we're next to each other.
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would assume so.
Sam's gonna lean down and whisper, "Can't win this fight. It's better to just make peace. I understand that you don't like it, but it's better for everybody involved. And in the future, we might be able to make peace between."
If they have a way of ending their vampirism, good for them. They are no longer our targets. If they can find a way to break the Queen's hold on their bonds. But as long as the Queen exists, and as long as she exerts her bloodlust on her children of the night, our war will continue, and casualties will continue.
Well, if we ever catch wind of where this crazy lady is, we'll send word. Or her head. Because if we catch wind, we might end up actually finding her ourselves.
Oh. If that is the case, I would almost prefer you invite us to join you.
Oh, it's not a purposeful thing. We're very clumsy with situations. We have gotten into fights we did not even know we were fighting.
Well,
This is so strange. I just want to point out that Sam, the violent hothead, is trying to make everybody calm down.
It is interesting. Especially considering the parallels.
She's trying to turn over a new leaf after the other night, and it's just difficult.
dinner is finished without any more eruptions. Unless any of you have more questions you wish to ask.
Have you heard word of where she's located?
Unfortunately, the Queen's home is so strongly protected. We do not even know where it is.
Does she go by a name?
Let me double check here.
Not that, not Panger's not saying this, but not that we should be looking for her. Really, she sounds
We
kind
don't
of.
have to look for her. We're very, very good at just finding bad people. Maybe it's like opposites attract, but same attracts even more.
And also out of the game, one night we're with the werewolves. Next night we're gonna be with the vampires.
I am looking through my notes here right now. Pretty sure I just wrote this down a little while ago.
Ignore that, sorry.
Okay, yeah, here it is. Her name is Mirisa Lecomi.
Any other aliases?
The mother of vampires.
Queen bitch. HBIC.
For anyone who needs a spelling, it's Mireasalacomie.
Speaking of which, I still need to get my notebook from your house, John.
Yeah, and I need
Gotcha.
to give you your wireless mouse back, John. Anyway, I would, like I said, if you ever discover where the queen lives, would you have the time to assemble at least two families, at least our family, what remnants we have of it, would be willing to come to your aid? Sar, I am sure, would come as well, and any family that she has after that. And there is another individual I might be able to bring in from the Dwarven lands, but he also is the last of his family. Everybody is muted except for Trevor.
It's just so you don't hear clicky.
Yeah, all you have to do is actually go into your
Don't worry, I'm still here.
sensitivity and turn it up so that it's in that range where the only time your microphone picks up any sound or transmits is above the noise threshold of the background.
I'm muted because Vidoma has a running dialogue in her head that is hard for me to keep out of my mouth, and I don't want it to be canon. Things like when he said he'd come to her aid, she's thinking, I hope you all die first. So she's really mad.
I hope that Sam has not managed to anger her. The rage of the tiny woman is terrifying.
Anyway, so will you be departing again tomorrow?
More than likely, we do have a job.
Well, try to keep yourselves alive. And whatever travels you find yourself in, young copy of Roxy, may you stay safe and bring what kindness Roxy had within her to others.
I'm trying. Thank you.
Have yourselves a good evening. And he gets up, leaves the room. Table is cleared. If you wish to sit in the sitting room and relax the rest of the evening, you could. Your rooms are available. Baths are made available.
Do they have like a back porch that's covered from the rain?
There is.
I ask, can I use your porch for a few hours? I have a bit of a project I need to complete. It's probably best not to do it inside.
Feel free.
Um, I actually ask for either Vadoma or Oliver to assist me.
I'll go with you.
Okay, hold on. Let me roll that. What am I rolling?
No. It's role play. You come with me to help me do something, or go do your own thing. Like you don't have to come and help me if you don't want to. Carl?
What now?
Ugh. I said it's a role play thing. You don't have to come help me if you don't want
I'll help you.
to. Okay. I drag you two out, and I spend the next few hours. I take out my heater, which we have established is actually hot enough for this, so I don't actually have to start a huge fire. And I take the rest of the big, huge chunk of metal that we got from the cart,
Mm-hmm.
and I turn it all into electrum. You know what that is?
I know it's a currency in D&D.
Okay. So the metal that I used to make the green bell for Oliver, that's electrum. It's a combination of gold, copper, and silver, and a few other trace metals.
Okay.
It's
Yeah,
called green gold.
20% silver, and it's used to make coins in the Western world. Okay, got it.
But I take the rest of that and I make a small bracer um, with a set with a setting for the gem that I borrowed from Roxy, and I make her a green gold bracer for her to wear.
Okay.
Oh. Okay.
What?
Good thing you didn't hear them because it's supposed to be a surprise for Roxy as well. So I have 18 without assistance. And if you guys want to help, just roll your tinkering. So it's +2, so 20. 1 moment.
Leadership.
Okay. Oh,
Uh,
you want your mama?
Panzer, you're not actually there.
Your mama's not here. I'm sorry. What?
He said
Alright,
something to answer.
so that's a 21.
Okay.
Oh, Jesus.
That's enough to make a bracer out of electrum.
Okay. And then I take some of my tools
I'm gonna be
and
right
I
back. I gotta
carve,
pee.
and in Gnomish, I carve, you're your own person, not who you copy, into the base of the brace.
Aww.
Right? And we'll because Hannah didn't hear any of that, we can just do the whole scene in the morning, and it'll actually be surprising and all that.
All right. Anything else anyone else wants to do the rest of the evening?
Is Asia here? He wants his mom. Is she in the bathroom? Oh. Sorry if you heard
My stealth isn't high enough to do something like putting salt in the sugar bowl, so
that.
no, I'll be nice tonight. I'll just
There's
help
always
him.
tomorrow.
You have better stuff than Panzer.
Do I? Do I really?
Yes,
He
you
has
do.
3.
So do I. I have a turkey.
But let's be honest. I mean, I'm a giant lizard. It's pretty hard to hide.
I'm a
Giant lizard, blind woman, neither very stealth.
no.
All right. The next day comes with knocks on your doors to wake you up because there is a lack of sun. Breakfast is served, and it's a little bit quieter than the last night's meal.
During breakfast, once everybody's like fully awake, Roxy, are you at breakfast with everybody?
You're muted, Roxy. Hey, oh, there she is. Hannah.
I'm here now.
You're back?
Yeah.
Okay. So are you down at breakfast with everybody else the next morning?
Yes.
Okay. So during breakfast, um, Sam's going to walk up to you and say, as a parting gift, me, Oliver, and Dodoma worked on a little gift for you. And she's going to pull out a small bracer. It's made of a metallic greenish gold material. Um, it's the same material that was used to make the bell for Oliver. It's called Electrum. And it's got the gem that I borrowed from you placed into it. And it's got gnomish carved into the base of it. And I tell you, it says, "You're your own person, not who you copy." And then I hand it over.
What's a bracer?
So a bracer's like it basically goes from the wrist to almost up to the elbow. It's kind of like a large bracelet in the because this one's a jewelry style one.
Oh, okay. She kind of smiles, a little tear in her eye. She goes, "Thank you," and gives you a hug.
Hugs her back and says, "If you ever need help, seek out one of my brothers and or sisters, and they will contact
She nods.
So I am
It-
curious. It seems as if you do not intend to continue with your friends.
No. I think I'd like to stick around for a little bit and figure out who I am.
With all due respect, I think you are who you are. Though you can take the shape of many people and creatures, as I have heard, you do have a different personality than the Roxy that I once knew. You are welcome to stay here, but understand this. We hunt vampires. We come and
What's
go
wrong
as
with
a
that?
we come and grow as a group. And spending too much time with us could like the curse tends to claim people. That is why Roxy left us here. That is why she left her mother here. If you choose to stay with us, the curse will bind itself to you. You will no longer just take the form of a werewolf, you will be one. And you will be bound by the insatiable thirst for their blood for the rest of your life, however long or short that might end up being. It is a life that Roxy did not want. And if that is the life you choose, it is your choice.
Roxy just looks at Sarahima, sad. As so, she doesn't want to depart ways from her.
Though I would hate to have Sar leave us, it seems the two of you has become close. If you cannot bring yourself to bind yourself to our curse, I believe it would be acceptable, seeing that she is the last living member of her house, for her to go where she chooses.
No. No. Take that toothbrush back.
Oh, okay. She's talking to a cat. I was like, what?
I'm like, Carolyn, you have no word in this. Go away.
Oh, that scared the crap out of me. I was like, wait, who? Oh my god.
I thought that was Hannah.
No.
I thought that was you talking to one of your pets.
Panzer closed his mouth. I don't know where that came from. I don't know where that came from.
You learned ventriloquism very, very recently.
Panzer, when did it get sucked in? Like, what the fuck?
I had a mouse earlier, I guess. I don't know.
No, like Sam walks away, and Panzer's like kneeling, holding himself because he got kicked in the nuts, and that's why his voice was so high pitched.
You know that's all inside, right?
Oh, jeepers,
I
guys.
can hit really hard.
Okay.
You should get my armor.
Oh, hold on for a second. I've got to. That one. I don't even have a dick, and that makes it hurt.
And in all honesty, we would miss you. I would miss you. But if this is what you want to do, you are your own person.
Can I at least learn a little bit about who I am before we go then?
Kind of broke up there, Roxy. I couldn't quite understand what you said.
Well, one, she's gonna want to know if what Sarah Hammond wants to do. And if she does decide to stay, she's not gonna force her to go.
Salheima, if I may be so bold, after a short rest here, maybe you should go out on your own for a bit. You and Roxy, and have your own adventure. You've been trapped in a cage, basically, for what, a year now? And then trapped traveling with us for another year.
Forced to fight.
Yeah. Maybe you should go out and explore the world on your own. You two are strong enough to protect each other, and you know where to avoid.
Or you could come with us. Just throwing that out. Just
No,
saying.
I don't think that would help this situation. It seems they need to go on their own journey of self-discovery. Something
aren't
I
we
do
all?
understand myself.
Oh well, all of us except one. Okay, maybe two.
I really need to quit letting myself get attached to things. Yeah.
Well,
And the same thing I said to Roxy goes for you. If you ever need assistance out there, find one of my brothers or sisters, and they will get me, and I will be on my way.
Also, if you ever meet any goblins, tell them that you know Vidoma Nivasi. They'll treat you well.
You know a lot of important people.
It's like the take it to the red carpet. Yes, I know Vidama. Oh, okay, let me lay the carpet down for you.
Oh, don't forget, you know a prince too.
Yeah, that's him.
So you know a prince, a dignitary, a priestess slash princess.
A tiefling.
That's the dignitary. That's me.
Oh.
If you truly do need assistance, all you need to do is make a call, and we will all be there. You are a family.
You are very kind. And it has been weighing on my shoulders, especially since I've been alone for so long, to go back to my family home. But it would be dangerous. At least the legal documents that you gave Roxy would allow us to travel. But I fear, Roxy, that even if you traveled just with me, you would be drawn into our curse as well.
Don't worry. You have 3 doctors here who are now very determined to find a cure.
And Roxy's stubborn.
Knowing her, she might just eat the curse.
Excuse me. Quick question. When the queen vampire dies, what happens to the other vampires?
It is believed that our curse will be lifted and they will all die as well. That is at least what we believe.
Is there, like, I don't know, throwing a ball out there, is there a tablet about this?
No.
Maybe a plan B.
And I'm gonna go find this little queen fucking bitch and kill her.
If you intend to hunt vampires, Roxy, our curse gives you the tools to do so. I do not
If I
mean
can
to.
eat her head off.
You'd be surprised what a vampire can recover from.
Not if I shred her to bits.
And dissolve her.
And probably turn into her. That'd be a pretty strong form, to be honest.
Oh god, no. Oh no.
I once saw a vampire get eaten up in the gears of a factory and dumped into a pit of acid. That same vampire killed my wife 3 years later.
So how do we kill him?
Well, assuming that was a regular vampire, what can a queen do?
We don't know.
Well, the solution is simple then. We cure her, then we kill her.
By all means, if you learn of a cure for vampirism, please let us know. We will do our best to exploit it.
In an honest opinion, if we did help you with that cure, would you cure them just to kill them?
He has already stated that once they're no longer a vampire, they're no longer a threat.
I have no
I'm
desire to
asking.
hunt anything but the vampire.
Got a main question though. Let's say we eliminate the queen, cured all the vampires. What happens if somehow another vampire pops up? Does the curse just magically come back?
I believe our curse is linked directly to her children. If there are others, I do not know of it.
So destroy Queen. Got it.
It's a downside about curses, though. They always seem to come back.
I don't see a black claw.
Oh, the curse came back in a different way.
The bitch came back the very next
The
day.
next
Oh, the
day,
bitch.
and the bitch came back.
She was gone.
I guess
I
ultimately.
see a Lucifer with his damn wings. They just keep coming back. Then he became God.
I need to watch that show.
I'm sorry, that was a spoiler. That was a horrible spoiler.
Well, I guess it's up to just to sum everything up out of game. It's Roxy's choice whether or not she's going to leave the party and become a vampire hunter or remain with the party.
And still hunt vampires.
Potentially, yes. But without the impending curse.
What would make Sarahama happy?
I would like to return to my home. Potentially start a new family.
Roxy, you gotta go eat a dude.
Not what I was implying.
Quick,
Um,
another quick question.
Oh man, I can't
how-
start a family with her.
How do you start a family?
Oh my god, I don't want to have this talk with you. Vadoma, he's your son now.
Okay,
Well,
out of game, he's a vampire. He's undead.
No, he's
Oh,
a werewolf.
Werewolf.
They're not undead. Werewolves are fully
So
alive.
the male werewolf, bends the woman over and sticks it in and goes.
Does it
Like,
have
no.
to be a
Just
werewolf?
very strong
okay.
furry.
Out of game. This is all out of game. Does it have to be a werewolf?
Excuse me. I am still trying to answer John's original question, how do you start a family? And I'm presuming you're doing that in the context of a werewolf family.
Yes.
Okay. So answering that out of game, you don't know. In game,
No,
if you
no.
ask...
In game, I did ask that.
Okay, so in game, Lawrence would say, well, typically blood relations automatically have the curse, as long as one has it. If you spend enough time with someone who has the curse and put yourself under the same roof, the curse tends to bleed into them as well. For example, all of our servants who work here at the house, each of them are considered part of our family as well. In fact, 2 of them were with Sar when you attacked her. One of them died.
Yeah, sorry about that.
If Roxy were to travel and live with Jaime and the Jaime family for a while, it could be a matter of days, it could be a matter of months. But eventually, their connection would become more than just friends.
So what if it's already more than friends?
What we call a family. She would inherit the curse as well.
Oh, okay. So it can be other races.
Oh yes. Sar actually pulls her hair back a little bit, and she has ears that have points, and you notice
Realize it's an
she's
Okay.
actually about half to a quarter elf. The Haima family were live the higher the Haima family used to live in the country of Lian. Elves, dwarves, any race can become a werewolf.
Roxy got friend zoned. Ouch.
No, I feel like this isn't friend zoning.
Yeah, I'm gonna say something, and it's gonna be really offensive.
Please don't.
You said they have to be in the same house, correct? Or around each other.
I mean, technically, I've been around Sarah Haima for quite a whole year. That she's been literally what I hung around 99% of the time.
The relationship has been different in that she was indentured to you, not you choosing to follow her.
I chose to follow her.
Yeah, Roxy completely chose to follow her, and she was never indentured to Roxy.
Like I said, sometimes it takes days, sometimes it takes months. Ultimately, the curse seems to bind you upon choice.
Has this is like I said, I shouldn't say this, but it's piqued my interest. Um, love is a funny thing. What would happen if a werewolf and a vampire loved each other?
Oh god, dude.
Go on, Catherine.
A very bloody honeymoon.
I do not think it is possible. And yes, you are correct, it is extremely offensive.
Say what's
Okay,
on the
I gotta step away for a second.
I would appreciate it if you didn't mention anything like that again. Otherwise, it would
love or the other thing.
the other thing.
Gotcha.
If you do, I will have to ask you to leave my home. And I tended to try to be kind to guests, especially when they have shown themselves to be good people. But there is only so much fury I can bury before my curse takes me and I lose control.
I guess that take years of practice. I think I'll head in for the night.
It's morning, by the way.
Oh, this
Yeah,
is
we
morning.
just
Yeah,
finished breakfast.
this is the conversation after breakfast.
Yeah, we're about to leave.
All right.
That's why
Well,
the issue of Roxy's choice is becoming the moment of, or the topic of the moment. Out of game, Hannah, this is ultimately a choice of whether or not you will continue to play the far pages with us each weekend. If Roxy decides to remain with Saralheima or to stay here and be part of the Talbot family, Roxy would end up not being with the party on every Sunday, and you would either have to choose to write up a new character or you would
I
be.
got Buddy.
I mean, if you want to play Buddy, I wouldn't have a problem with that. That would be akin to writing up a new character. Um, But it would be your choice. It's your choice ultimately what you want to do. This would just literally be removing Roxy from the party for the time being, at least. If you need a little bit of time to think about it, we can take a break if you want. It's 8:00.
It's about time to take a break anyway.
It's usually the time that we try to take a break. So if you want some time to think about it, Roxy, you can. We can take a 15-minute break.
All right.
All right. We will be back in 15 minutes. 8:15, folks. Anyone who wishes to get up and take a break, do so now.
I'll step away, stick with Sarahima if
Okay. I'm
that is
gonna.
what she agrees to. And I'll just play Buddy for a little bit for now. I'm thinking about maybe trying to create a character, like you said, in text message, or something else. Or if I can maybe create one and maybe discuss it with you on a species or something.
Yeah. And I have offered to assist as well with the writing and everything.
Okay. So are we ready to go back live again?
Yes.
Okay.
See.
All right. We are live. All right.
Sorry, guys. Welcome back.
And the final verdict is, drumroll please.
Roxy's leaving.
Okay. So, question, is Roxy going to travel with Sarahima, or is she going to stay here with the Talbot family and Sarahima?
She will go with Sarahima if Sarahima desires that. If not, then she'll stick with the werewolves.
Okay. Well, is there anything else the party wishes to speak about before you all end up leaving? Hey, John. I don't think John's back yet.
Johnny boy! Yeah, no, I don't think he's back. Damn it, now I got that song stuck in my head. Fuck you, Carl.
The bodies, the flow. Let the bodies, the flow. Bodies.
Oh, y'all can still hear it? I am so sorry.
Yes.
It's down to minimal. What the?
No, we can't hear it. He's got it stuck in his head now.
No,
I
I
can
can
hear it.
I'm
I
not
heard-
mad though.
I heard Sam
No, I like
singing
the
it.
song. Yeah, I was. I was singing along. But I wasn't mad that you were playing the song. It was just really loud in my ear for a second and hurt.
Oh yeah, I turned up really loud about
Yeah.
that. I'm sorry about that one.
You're good. I did threaten to pull out my dad voice. Don't die.
John. Okay, we're gonna have to continue without John for now. I'm gonna just go ahead and boot him from the Discord so that when he logs back on, he realizes that he's been booted.
Evil.
There we go. He'll have to log back in when he comes back.
That was kind of mean.
Well,
We could just wait.
Yeah, we could have just left him on and continued.
I mean, he had the mic open and I could hear all of his television and stuff going on in the background. It was very distracting.
Just mute him.
But then when he comes back, we don't know he's back.
One of us would have told you. It didn't bother me.
Well, it's too late. I already hit the button.
Not cool, man.
Okay.
All right. I guess we're gonna continue.
Like start family with Roxy.
Sam would hug Roxy again and say, "Good luck."
So would Fedoma.
Lots of crying, oil leaking out.
Aww.
Like, are you sure you want to stay with these people? I don't like them at all. They do not deserve you.
Okay, no, it's Ava.
Did everybody else hear that? I only got little bits and pieces of it.
Oh, I didn't hear anything.
Yeah, Hannah, what you said last, nobody could hear.
I said they may not, but what about Sarah Haima?
So
He
Hannah's
does.
fine. She's been with us.
Yeah, she's okay, I guess. The rest of them are all jerks. I'll pay you to stay with us.
But I worked so hard on the goodbye gift.
This is Vidoma's ultimate sacrifice.
I will give you money. That is her version of candy and flowers. She's on her metaphorical knees.
No, but really though, she would be crying. She'd be like, "Are you sure you have to go?"
Oh, you don't want me to leave.
I can turn it even lower.
Buddy, buddy. Oh, that is the wrong switch.
It just got strangely quiet.
Vidoma's very sad. Roxy was like her emotional support.
He's her emotional support cat.
She's like her best little friend.
I just imagine like Sam holding both Buddy and Vidoma, just like you're leaving your family.
To make a new family.
You won't forget about me, will you?
Oh,
No.
we'll forget about you in a heartbeat. No, I'm kidding.
Oh God. You know what,
Great.
Mr. Oliver Person, you can go die in a hole somewhere. Panzer can go dig you a hole and you can go die in it.
I would never mean that.
Me either. Oh, whoop.
How long do we have in this little town we're at?
We're not in a town. You're in a manor in the middle of
At
the
a
woods.
house.
Manor, wherever this place we're fucking at.
We're leaving.
Oh, like now?
Like, yeah, after this conversation, we're leaving.
Now we're about to head out unless you make them all stay longer.
Will we ever see you again?
Oh, maybe we'll cross paths.
Are you right?
I can write? Yes.
Alexander's programmed to read. I don't know if he can write yet, but I'll figure it out and I'll write you letters.
I can read and write. I will teach you if you need. Also, yes, Alexander can write.
Okay. I don't think there's any hope for me, but there's always him. I'll write to you every day so you don't forget about me.
Every day.
Every day.
You better start stocking up on paper then. And ink.
Oh God.
Build us a little messenger bird.
Imagine how many birds you'd need because that bird would have to try and figure out that time to get there and
We'll just have like 15
should be a
nests.
day behind in every message.
It'll be like with Harry Potter and Hedwig. Like we'll write a bunch of letters and then send them all at once, and then continue writing every day. And then once the bird gets back, we'll send all those letters.
Oh my god.
You'll just get a journal like every other week.
That poor owl.
Third time. Fire and
All right. Well, is there anything else anyone else wants to do before they leave the Talbot Manor?
Sam
I
is
wanted to
going
create a
to.
new potion, but it's gonna take too long.
We are going to be traveling for weeks. You can make it while we travel.
What's the potion for Roxy?
I don't care.
I know she
um,
won't be controlling her character, but Roxy.
backtrack. Say you made it last night or something.
yeah, Sam is going to turn to Roxy and then turn to our cart and go, I have protection for you. And then she's going to walk over to the bears and say, and point at Roxy and say, that's going to be your new mama. You protect her.
Wait,
There,
what?
now you have two pet bears, Roxy, that are going
Oh
to
my,
protect you.
oh
They
my
follow
god.
they follow my orders, and I just told them that's your new mama. Protect her.
Oh my god.
So you're gonna have two grizzly bears protecting you. Give it a couple years, they'll be full grown.
Okay.
There's
Yeah.
John.
Hey guys.
Hey, yeah. So it was decided that Roxy's leaving the party,
Okay.
and the two grizzly bears are going with her. I have ordered them to protect her.
Is there anything you wish to say, Panzer, or anyone else before you guys leave?
Yeah. As I'm leaving, I look down at Roxy and say, "I'm glad I didn't eat you. You've been a great friend, and
That is the highest compliment you can get from Panther.
we'll miss you. I'll maybe you can teach one of these people how to sing the lullaby. Goodbye, Roxy."
And as he turns around, you hear this loud bawling. Ah!
Will Panzer be
Obviously.
okay alone?
I'll be there.
So will I.
So, buddy. But he just looks like a pool-sized ball right now.
A what?
He's tiny because he done cried himself to near dehydration.
Aww.
If slimes
Okay,
could
son.
cry,
No, that's why he's dehydrated. He cried all
yeah,
those tears.
salty. Oh,
I pick him up, and I set him on my shoulder, and I say, "It's okay, son. We'll see her again."
I better as there's a tear falling from my eye.
Oh, so you still consider me your mom, but you won't obey me. I was talking to this one.
I was talking to Roxy.
I'd climb up on Panzer's shoulder and just like kind of like I'm on his back, but I'm like hiding my face in his shoulder, just crying.
Turning between rent fist, Roxy's just like, fine, guys, I'll stay.
No! I worked so hard on that goodbye gift!
Panzer starts charging towards Roxy and then stops. Thank you. Forgot I have spikes.
Yeah, let's. I mean, I'm a slime. It'll just through me, so.
Okay, Panzer squats down and just gives you a big hug.
Roxy dies
Just
from
the-
100 impaling damage. No, I'm kidding.
Oh my god.
The werewolf family behind us just like shifting around awkwardly, like, this is more emotional than we thought it would be.
Oh no, they're all inside and the doors are closed.
Okay, it was a joke, dude.
Oh no, okay.
But Sarah Hama would still be there. Okay.
Okay, I want to point out something. This is not in game. So, my roommate is a dental student, and she makes molds of teeth at school, and she just brings them home because they're her project. I forgot, and I just pulled like half a jaw out from under the couch, and it scared the shit out of me.
Oh no.
God, that's horrible.
All
You
right.
might want to double check and
Anyway.
make sure there's not more pieces down there.
Oh, there probably are. Anyway,
My
back to the game.
sister just started dental school, so I guess I have that to look forward to.
They're very obviously fake when you look at them. It's just that it was like for that
First
split
glance.
second, it's like, oh my god.
All right. So do you all head out then?
Oh,
Yeah, I'm good to go.
Well. So Buddy's heading out with the party, correct? Just asking Roxy quick.
Yeah.
Okay.
Once we're on the road again, I do give him water from the jug on my back so that he can grow to proper size. All right. I will say that on the way back to the town where we met where we left the dignitary dude, it would be about time for my contact to arrive, and I tell him to let the Teflon know that this is something that the Teflon can do that are out in the world, but Sam has never done it. The slime Roxy and the werewolf Sarlheima are under Sam's protection. If anything is heard about something happening to them, Sam is to be told immediately.
Okay.
There.
Um, refresh my memory. You gave a few pieces of crystalline to him last time, correct?
The only Christian that I've given to him was the one that was sent back home before I got Greg,
Okay.
or right after I got Greg.
Got it.
Oh yeah, wait, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, the crystalline with the soul in it.
Oh
I
yeah.
sent back home. Yes.
Okay. So yeah, that was last time.
Yeah.
Okay. And it is, let's see here. That was approximately
6 months ago?
6 months.
5 or 6 months.
Actually, about 5. Um. Okay. Um. It'd be about the month of Shishu, correct? Currently. By the time you got back to, um, by the time you got back to that town, I'd say you're probably just about to hit. I would say it's about the 21st by the time you hit the 21st of Chinmok, the last month of the year. By the time you get back to that city built in the crossroads.
What do you?
So, as you are all coming in to that crossroads, seems like there's some decorating going on. There is a number of people hanging.
Sorry, jumping in real quick.
Mhm.
We're heading back to where we left the guy, right?
Yep.
Okay. Making sure we weren't moving forward.
Nope.
Without him. Okay.
Nope. They're heading
Yeah, we
back to
just
the
leave him
crossroads.
behind. And
That it could happen, okay? It could happen.
I would try to
we
remind
come
you before
back
you do
like
something like that.
I
we finish the
appreciate that.
entire marriage mission, and like we're like level 10, and we come back. We end up passing the town again, and it's like it's been 4 years. Where'd you go?
Who are you again? Oh yeah.
Anyway, as you are approaching the city, you see people putting up stringers of lanterns down the streets, across the streets. You see various people putting out stalls of various foods. Um, everyone it looks like they're decorating and getting ready for some kind of holiday.
They're getting ready to celebrate my birthday.
There's so freaking self-centered of you. Oh my word.
Yeah, that's the entire character of Sam. She cares about herself and her party, and that's it.
You notice a very distinct smell of cinnamon and spice on the
Everything
air.
nice.
I was thinking the
we
same
were
thing.
traveling. We were traveling for a few weeks. Can I do a tinker check to install my tongue and nose?
Sure.
I keep forgetting about it, and I want to do it while I'm remembering.
I'll say over the last. I'll just go ahead and give it to you. I don't need the tinker check unless you need it, because you had 5 months worth of travel.
Okay.
Because that should be fine with 5 months to troubleshoot it.
I am now only missing the sensation of touch.
Anywho, but you guys can smell the scent of cinnamon and spice on the air. There's a distinct smell of pine and pitch. And in the center of town, there is a statue of a man of some sort, looks like a giant, with an axe on the ground, a massive build, a big furry, like fur-lined Eskimo coat, and he stands with a very adventure-esque build and approach to the way he's sculpted. And there are groups of adventurers, all with like going to various stalls and carving these little wooden plaques with their names. And they are affixing them to these wreaths as groups. And they are hanging these wreaths on the statue.
Okay.
Oh, I hate to jump in. I need to get off soon.
Okay.
And like,
I mean, I think we're at a good time to jump off and end it tonight anyway.
I would like to finish the scene, just setting it up for next week if that's possible. Can I get 15 more minutes out of you guys?
I can get 8 more minutes out of me.
Okay, I can do that.
I'm already on sleeper time.
Okay. Anyway, the plot hook for the current moment is at hand. Do you wish to do anything?
Yes, I'm gonna see if it's okay if I write everyone's name down, and underneath it put our group name. Maybe I'll just do the group name and
Better
do
just do the group name.
the group name. I'll make one as well and place it like everyone else.
Do any of you ask about what's going on?
Yeah, I'm definitely curious of what the fuck you're doing.
I mean, there's groups of, soldiers in armor. There's groups of what look like potential monster hunters. Groups of chemists. All of these different people, working at these stalls, carving out each of their individual
Oh,
names, and then
contest.
affixing them to this their group wreath, and then hanging them on the statue.
Oh,
One particular group of, they look like very formidable fighters. Like any one of these guys could take on Panzer and give him a run for his money, and then some.
Jeez.
And their group is like 10 of these guys, and they're all laughing, and one of them you can hear louder than the others. He's like, yeah, maybe we'll get lucky this time around. Who knows? Who knows? Maybe we'll get our names down in history, right? And all the other guys like, yeah, and they're paying out a pretty coin for these wreaths and these little plaques. But they all, they're all showing off, pretty much putting on a show, not just for themselves and their excitement, but putting on a show for everyone else as they're hanging their wreath on the statue.
I guess me and Oliver are gonna go investigate. I'll chime in saying what's going on.
Oh, you don't know? It's the celebration of Nicholas the Great, greatest adventurer of all time. You don't know? It's his birthday this year. Oh, it's birthday every year, but this week out of the year we always celebrate.
Uh, I believe one of our teammates, his birthday is coming up.
Oh, he's lucky. You guys gonna submit a wreath for his challenge?
What is the
What's
challenge?
You guys are dense. Well, okay.
new.
So obviously. That's okay. You gotta start somewhere. So here's the deal. Legend says that Nicholas the Great comes back from the grave every year and accepts the challenge of one group of adventurers that he decides to test their guts. He comes out of nowhere and he challenges you to fight him as a group. If you can win, says he gives great gifts and prizes to everyone who can do it. But basically, if you want to, take on his challenge, you put everyone's name on this wreath, and then you hang it up on his statue every year. And if you're lucky, he comes and picks you.
Sounds like a fun fight. He doesn't kill the losers, does he?
Well, those guys over there are said to have gotten it. And they're still alive. They got their butts kicked, too.
Alright. Let's do it.
I'm down. I have to do my job anyways.
All right. So a wreath is going to cost you guys 5 gold. And it's going to cost 10 silver for the plaques that you guys put on them. You guys all got to carve your names onto them.
Okay, so
I mean,
who
these
all's
items
joining?
these items are being upsold for the holidays. They're way overpriced.
Is it each?
The wreath itself is 10 gold, and then each person is 5 silver for the wooden plaques that you carve your names on.
So do we just take it out of the party fund?
Party fun.
Okay.
If
So, is it 4 of us joining?
I think
Is
so.
Buddy joining us?
I think Buddy should join us.
Okay. So that's gonna be
For 25
that's gonna
silver.
be 12 silver, or 12 gold and 5 silver.
Okay.
I'll take it out of the the cash.
I'm doing that right now.
Oh, okay.
Okay. All right. Well, you guys spend the next 20 minutes carving your names into these plaques and affixing them onto the wreath. You end up hanging.
It's Fedoma.
Okay. You do notice, Fedom, or you would notice, Sam, that some people who do not appear to be literate put a mark of their own, whatever it is, onto the plaque.
I still help whoever can't read and write.
Okay.
I could probably
in our group.
correct me if I'm wrong, but being that it's carving as opposed to actually writing with pen and pencil, would it be possible for me to carve my own name?
I would say sure. Yeah. As long as you
Okay.
could understand
I
the
mean-
letters.
Even if you don't know how to read and write, a lot of people did learn their own signature.
I would say sure. Yeah, why not?
Woohoo!
All right.
But
So-
I write out Buddy's name.
after everyone is finished, Penzer's still holding it, the plaque, with no scratches on it.
Did you forget? Do we need to do remedial lessons? 100% serious, not making fun of you. It's been a while since we worked together on your writing.
Am I Panzer?
I assume so. Did you change your name while we were apart?
No.
Why wouldn't you be Panzer?
Because I don't have the right shield.
No, you are Panzer, not a Panzer. Panzer is your name. And
Course. Of course it is.
Uh,
I take it and I start scratching Panzer on the wood.
and then I reached back to Vidoma. Vidoma, did you tell anybody that you grabbed the bell?
Nope.
Okay. I'm sorry about how I acted. I know we each have our own beliefs. I just don't like seeing children hurt. This is Panzer. Did you hear me?
Yeah. For
Okay.
some reason, I thought you were talking to Vadome, and I'm like, what is he talking
I
about?
did turn to Vidoma and ask something before I
Right.
continued.
Okay. I'm sorry too.
No matter what, you're my student and my charge.
I kind of like jab Sam in the side and cough. Friend.
But and
That thing.
friend.
Yeah, we're that. Yeah. I extend my arm towards you.
Like straight out.
Yeah, with
Okay. I do
claws
the
open.
grab further up the arm.
Nice. Good call.
And it's with my metal arm, so under the bandages, it's not soft like my other one.
Oh, I'm not digging in or anything.
Oh no, but when you like close your claws, there's like a tap.
Oh, okay, gotcha. But yeah, I give it a good firm handshake or grasp.
Yeah.
All right. So that is where we're gonna leave it. You guys end up packing up, picking up your ambassador friend Hutan and end up heading on the road to Lian. And that night, one day out of the city, you guys wake up to.
ho.
Shut up. You guys wake up to a fresh layer of snow on the ground, and only the people whose names are on the wreath are around you. And you feel and you smell the scent of cinnamon and pine on the wind. And that's where we're going to leave it for next week.
You have been naughty.
Oh my god.
All right.
I better get an orb of revive from.
Except for Buddy. Buddy has been nice, and then he hands him a candy cane.
All right. Well, that is where we'll leave it. Thanks for watching, folks. Thanks for playing, guys. See you next week.
No.